Jeffrey B. Healing Shame. I'm experimenting with a different camera angle today. Got it in a different section of the part of the hotel room, right in the corner. Doing more of a profile. Um, I just want to, what I want to mention here today also, this is my second video for the day. Um, I want to talk about learning to recognize insecurity in others. And why might that be important? Well, recognizing insecurity in others, if you're an adult child or an addict like myself, when someone tries to boast or claim that they've done this and they've done that and they are this or they are that, it's that's a way to trigger competition in an adult child, especially one that was raised in a dysfunctional home, one in which competition helped to destroy the relationship between siblings. It induced a sibling rivalry that was extremely destructive, toxic, cancerous, malignant, to say the least. I mean, that's an understatement. Um, so what are some things people might say or do who claim to be successful or claim to be so great, but in actuality, the reason that they're saying these things is out of insecurity, their own insecurity about themselves, because they're feeling their self confidence is low. They feel like they've lost something or whatever. And so they've got to remind people who they are, what they've done, things of that nature. Um, somebody might say, well, I was in business for all those years. And so therefore, I'm this certain way. You know, it's a way to kind of separate themselves from other people. It's a way to try to make themselves sound distinguished. They might say, well, I had a certain job for this many years, and therefore I have the knowledge. But you don't have that job anymore. So what's the purpose? What's the point in bringing this up? It depends on how you look at it, but you can look at it from a couple of different ways. One of them is that this person is still struggling with their own insecurities. And we need to step back and have more patience, tolerance, pity, and kindness for these individuals so that we can not be triggered by it. Because the truth is, when these comments come out, if we as adult children are not on top of our game and our spirituality, our emotional sobriety is not in place, we'll get triggered by these comments and we'll think, well, this person's attacking me. This person's making a passive aggressive comment, sideways comment to try to trigger me, try to compete with me. What we've got to remember at the end of the day is if somebody's boasting about what they did, where they went, who they are, what their jobs were, the achievements or medals or awards they gained, that's insecurity. And and there's a common thing. I actually threw it on my Instagram the other day. It's an Instagrammable comment, which says, "Loud is proud and noisy, um, but confidence is quiet." Anybody who needs to talk about what they've done or who they were, jobs they had, medals they got, that's not a confident person. That's an insecure child talking from that inner teenager, that wounded kid that's coming out. This is the inner child that John Bradshaw refers to constantly. I have it, you have it, we all have it. To some degree, we're all wounded. And when you hear someone who might try to trigger you talking about trumping up their accomplishments, achievements, jobs, awards, what they did, where they were, who they are, how knowledgeable they are, how much of a trusted source they are. That's insecurity. Don't be triggered by it. It's insecurity. Step back, detach from it. Remember, recognition, awareness, identification, and then non-identification, whatever that is. RAIN. I probably got it wrong. Doesn't matter. Go through that in your mind where you're detaching from the triggering event, the triggering language, the comparison, the competition. Step back and recognize that's not success, that's insecurity. This person is hurting, and so they have to talk about what they did, who they are, how important they are. That's validation. That's self trying to give themselves self validation so they don't feel as bad about things in their life that are going on now. I've done it. We all do it. But just remember not to be triggered by that language. Stay detached, move forward, pray for this person, pray for these people, patience, pity, tolerance, kindness, and a helpful spirit. Whatever you can do to be helpful to this person in any way whatsoever, try to do so. Try your best. And that's all I'm going to say today, recognizing insecurity in others so that we can be more helpful to them and not do the same behavior ourselves. Remember that. If you're doing that to somebody else, you're coming from a place of insecurity. Okay. Take care.